This is a Hot Pie Original.
My God, we have a bong on the table. I just noticed that.
It does look like a bong.
We have a bong on the table
It's not a bong.
with grain alcohol in it.
Maybe.
All right, tell people how to get a hold of you, and let's do this.
So my name is Daniela D'Studa. I am a wine educator based here in Austin, Texas, and you can get a hold of me by following me on social media at Daniela Masters Wine, or my site is danielamasterswine.com, and that's Daniela with one L.
Okay. Do you want to do your thing first and take questions, or do you want to take questions first?
Well, I want to talk about the bong.
All right,
on the
let's
table.
do this bong thing right now and get this out of the way.
Okay, so last episode that I was with last episode of the
show,
the Daniela show.
The Daniela show. I see how it works.
I was here, and
How it works? Really?
I'm edging you out. This is going to change soon.
This is
actually,
going to be gone. Johnny's going to remove this in the next 5 minutes. He's going to have a pretty picture of Daniela, and they're like, okay, go ahead.
Exactly. So we talked about porron, which is essentially a Spanish decanter with a spout.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what that is
cool.
and what that looks like.
Yeah.
So we have this bad boy, and this is actually native to Catalonia. It originated there. They used to be made out of clay, and now they've transitioned to glass. And what you do with this thing is it's kind of a test. It's kind of a testament to your prowess as a wine drinker. You slowly tilt it towards your mouth, and then as the wine is flowing into your mouth, you bring it back and then
keep pouring, and so the mastery
pouring,
is not to drip.
And not to drip on your face. But this is a really hard one to do so, and I haven't been practicing, so my skills aren't up to speed.
Well, that's okay, because if you're going to try, that may be the greatest 32 seconds the show's had.
Yeah, well,
okay. The audience is gonna
free. I think I want you to do it after.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what the deal was. Remember, you made this deal with me last week or the week before. You promised.
All right, yeah, I did. I guess I did. This is the Daniela show, so I guess when I was
you
a
have
guest,
to do what I say.
When I was a guest on the Daniela show, I'm sure that's what I said. Okay, so you hold it up.
Yes.
Drink and then move it away.
Yes, as far as you can go without messing up. Like it's gonna be bad when I do this, and I'm gonna be covered in wine for the rest of the time. Okay. Do you want me to do this? Are we ready?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, and then if I do this, you'll go next.
Yeah, I'll go next. What's in the bottle though? Is it water?
Vodka.
Are you serious?
No.
I was going to go for a run a little bit.
I was really nice. I put water in it. I didn't have any white wine open. I put water in it.
Oh my God. If you're going to host your own show, you got to lie more often.
I should have lied.
Yeah. If we're going to change that logo, you got to lie more.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, this is, boy, your
right.
mail. Oh.
Are you ready? It's going to be bad. Like, it's going to be all over.
Yeah, I know.
Are you ready?
I know. I think we're ready. Yeah, a bunch of dudes right now.
I can't believe I'm doing this on camera. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
Wow. That.
See, it's really hard and it's really bad. Like, it just gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Now you have to do it.
Okay. Wow. I can't believe that just happened. I mean, that was.
I can.
Yeah. Okay.
This is what I signed up for.
I'm gonna. Start low and work your way back.
Yeah. I think you can do it better than I can. So just like close to your face, like you're drinking out of it, and then up.
If it had Stroh's in it or Mickey's Big Mouth, that'd be perfectly fine. I'd be at home. It'd be 1988 all over again.
I'm so excited right
now.
Like this? Yep. And then move it back as far as you can go, and then bring it forward. That's that could have been way worse. I feel
on the Daniela show.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I feel pretty good that you did that.
Just trying to hydrate you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's take questions now, since they're all going to be perverted guys now, just blowing up your phone because you just did that. If I was, I don't know. It's going to be great for your site traffic. That I know.
It's not sexual at all. It is.
Yeah, sure?
It is a Spanish
sure
tradition.
You're right. Is that so? So the measurement is you are more of an expert wine drinker the less you spill.
Yes.
That feels like a terrible way to drink wine.
Well,
I mean, is it just some sort of macho thing that running with the bulls kind of deal?
it's kind of like basically the wine that's normally put in there has a little bit of effervescence, so they want to showcase that, and I think it's more of
So somebody wants to look this cool and have this,
yeah.
whites or reds?
Yeah, you can put a red in there, but I don't recommend pouring it into your mouth. That's why
Yeah.
I don't do that with reds, because I value my clothing.
Makes perfect sense. Okay. Well, that was fun. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What are your favorite regions for value wines? And what is value, I guess, would be the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So value, yeah, I think price per bottle or quality per bottle. I think there are several regions that are charging quite a bit, simply because their acreage costs are so high.
So you're
I
saying
would go
Napa would be a trap?
a trappa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
First dad joke, got that out of the way. Yes, it's hard to find value in Napa now because the acreage costs are high.
Yeah.
Also, Burgundy, Bordeaux, I think some of those regions are definitely inflated.
I know people that have done it, and you've mentioned it. The better question is what time of year. The West Coast for Pinots, what's the best time to go, and would you consider that value?
I think, are you talking about Oregon and
Yeah,
going
in
for-
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked, I think,
Yeah. The last Daniela show.
the last Daniela show that we had. I think you can go any time of the year. I went in the fall, which is more off-season after harvest, and
Yeah.
it was absolutely stunning. But I think the summertime is peak season, spring's beautiful. Just pretty much every time you
Yeah.
can go, and it's gorgeous. But go during off-season, I think that would be more valuable. But as far as value regions are concerned, I think Spain and Chile and parts of Italy are fantastic. Low acreage costs, indigenous grape varieties that nobody's really ever heard of, so they're not asking for.
Right.
You can find comparable grapes to the styles that you're used to.
I'm going to avoid the 300 messages that say, get her to drink out of that bottle again, Jeff. Okay? I'm not going to talk to you guys. Go away. Go get your phones out and go somewhere else. Leave us alone. Leave her alone, you guys.
I asked for it.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably lame to you. I would ask this of you, but somebody else did. What's your go-to wine right now?
Ooh, right now?
Yeah. Is that a stupid question for
No.
an expert?
No, I like it
Oh.
because we go through
Yeah.
seasonality,
Yeah,
right?
I don't, but
It's
everyone
hot.
else
I
does.
know you're
Yeah,
just
it's
drinking
105. and
bold red
there
all the
it goes.
time. Yeah,
I'm
no,
bonging the red later today.
we know what you're drinking. I would say I am on a definite crisp white kick.
Yeah.
And I love, I'm drinking a lot of French wine simply because that's what I sell.
Yeah.
It's all organic French wine and no oak presence, really crisp. Like Chablis is a great one. It's Chardonnay from Burgundy, but with not a whole lot of oak and butter on
Yeah.
there. Gorgeous.
Okay.
I'm on a Chablis kick right now.
Any names you recommend?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a bunch of various producers. If you want something that's more recognizable that you can find on the market, I would say Bichot is a really great one.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I represent a bunch of different producers, so everybody can feel free to reach out if they want smaller producers.
Yeah, because this sort of a series. Well, in addition to the guys now asking if you would get up on the table and drink out of that thing, but we're going to stop them.
That might come next.
Okay. Don't do that to them. They're just going to keep it up. Okay, so this would be the same kind of thing. Specific summer recommendations.
Yeah, bubbly, crisp whites, rosé, for sure. Those are the pool time. The lighter the body, easier to drink, more food friendly, seafood friendly, and it's interesting because the more a red wine heats up in its glass, the more that acid, that tannin, will start to come out, and it'll taste bitter. So there is a reason why you might choose something else, something without that tannin.
Yeah, I mean that's a good tip, because so then if you can't keep it chilled, do the best you can to stay away from reds in that case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want an 80-degree red wine or 90-degree,
right.
And that's
what
what'll
I have.
happen in the glass is it'll heat up to that type of temperature and not be very pleasant.
Yeah,
I would do something where you can keep it chilled and it doesn't have that high alcohol too. It'll start to burn the warmer the wine is.
Yeah, I mean, so people should go back to whenever you were on your own show last time when you talked about those little rocks or pellets or whatever that cool it down. Mm-hmm. That's the thing to do, right?
Helpful insulated terrines, anything like that.
Any tips for trying new wines / alcohol when you're traveling to a region you're unfamiliar with?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Try everything that you possibly can. Try sips of, or go to tastings in different wine regions. When people aren't familiar with indigenous grape varieties, sometimes they get very intimidated, but I'm here to tell you that most indigenous grape varieties are probably going to taste similar to something that you're familiar with. So, for example, anyone goes to Italy, you have all these indigenous grape varieties. The whites, perhaps grown farther north, are going to taste like Pinot Grigio. And everyone is familiar with crisp Pinot Grigio. And you can find things that are either equal price or less that are even better than what you're familiar with.
I can't remember where I had dinner, and they recommended, it was an Eastern European red wine that turned out to be fabulous.
Yeah.
And even of course they had to sell me on the idea. Now trust me, try it. And I can't even remember the region now, but
I mean, Georgia, Armenia. I mean, there's a bunch of.
I think it was Georgia, and he gives me this speech about they've been growing this grape, they've been producing this wine for 1,000 years or something like that. It was really delicious.
So I have to say, winemaking actually originated. The first record of winemaking originated in Iran, present day.
Okay.
People don't expect the Middle East to feature grapes. In fact, that's where viticulture, again, came from. And they have records of Homo sapiens in caves purposefully replicating winemaking.
Drinking like this, maybe.
Drinking in terracotta.
Out of a horn.
It might have been.
Right out of a horn.
Definitely.
That's where the first bongs came from.
Clay jars and things like that. And so whenever people criticize Texas winemaking, for instance, and say that grapes can't grow in the heat in Texas, I'm here to say, actually, grapes naturally possess a protein that is dormant, and it will start activating when the vines are exposed to heat for several different years or through several different years. And that dormant protein actually originated because they were from the Middle East.
Well, I believe it was a Georgian red of I think it was a cab of some kind, of course, and it was delicious.
It's great.
I mean, it was spectacular. The guy said, "Hey, I'm trying to tell as many people as I can." I mean, I just don't know if you stumble onto something from a region that's completely unexpected, and you do that thing that most of us do, and you see the bottle and you take a picture of the bottle, whatever. Mm-hmm. How then would somebody go to find? You stumble onto something that seems off the map. How do you then turn around and get it? Go, I want to get some of that.
Once you're outside,
outside, and you're at home and thinking, you know what?
Yeah,
I want that Georgian wine. I don't know how I would get it.
First of all, you can buy anything on the internet.
Okay.
You know.
Can you trust them?
Yeah.
Okay.
if they're a reputable site, obviously if the site looks like it's built by
that was a stupid question.
Yeah, it's a great question because there is a bit of counterfeit out there, not so much in the U.S., but you're not going to experience that here if it's from a reputable producer. And nobody is trying to replicate Armenian or Georgian wines. It's just not happening because they're not that well known. So that's the first thing I would recommend. Second of all, if you're near a specialty wine shop, more often than not, they'll have a special section or an interesting reds and white section, and you can explore that and learn and grow. And I'm telling you, I'm obsessed with Lebanon. I love Lebanese wines, Israeli wines.
I've had some Lebanese wines that were fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really impressive. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know because they are. I mean, and I assume you're paying less.
Talk about value.
Yeah.
Because people aren't asking for this. They don't know. They're here to get their cab, and that's it.
Yeah.
You can find the exact same grape varieties or similar ones, as I said, outside of your comfort zone.
Does it bother you when somebody says, I'll take the house, whatever? John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce, now in all 50 states and several retail outlets as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to let this social media rock star chef walk us through 4 different sauces, and then I'll taste, and we'll tell everyone why they should buy. You can give the science behind these, and then I'll make the simple recommendation. Go to atxhotsauce.com. All right,
I don't think anybody's heard the website.
Yeah, I know.
About you, Jeff, but it is atxhotsauce.com.
I'll say
I got that one right.
45 times, atxhotsauce.com. So let's do it.
I brought 4 flavors here, and we're going to test your palate today.
Okay.
And I only brought 4 because I didn't think you could handle 5 or 6.
Yes,
probably a smart move. Yeah. And so the first one we're going to try here, it's called Beet Heat. And just like the name implies, it has beets in it. It's made with red Fresno peppers. Red Fresnos are red peppers that are they're hotter than a jalapeno and a little bit less than a serrano. So not super hot here, just a lot of really good flavor. So we're going to start with this one, and then we're going to move up the chain.
Okay. I've had the Beet Heat, but okay.
Yeah, we're going to try it though.
It goes well with a cab. All right, Jeff's savoring Beet Heat.
I'll even do it with you, so that should be all right. Now remember, it is hot sauce.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's hot sauce. Trust me, man.
Wait, is that one hot to you?
No, a little.
Yeah. The great thing with the fermentation process is you get a bunch of the flavor right up front.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes, but then it dissipates pretty quickly, especially with the red Fresnos. You know, this is not a very spicy one, but it is a very tasty one. Goes on great on sandwiches.
Beet Heat.
Beet Heat. B-E-E-T. Heat.
All right. Go to atxhotsauce.com.
That's right.
In a restaurant.
Yeah. Bothers me.
The house white and red is the cheapest bottle or box they could possibly have.
Yeah. What's the markup on you walk into, I don't care what kind of, I want the house cab. What's the markup?
400 to 500%.
Okay.
Standard restaurant markup is 300%. With the house, they're charging you $5, $6, $7. They paid $5 or $6 or $7 for the box.
Yeah.
Or whatever or the magnum.
And
it's only in a big magnum.
$10 a glass.
You're paying in between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I won't speak for all restaurants, but the ones I've been employed in, 99% of them are going to do that because people don't care. People don't know. I went to a bar last night. Black box. That's what they were pouring.
Do you want to do some of this action?
Yeah, no,
Is that why there's water today? You just weren't quite up for it today? I just got back from Vegas. I'm in detox.
You are?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's not good. No, there's no Christmas this year. But let's not talk about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the children there's no food, there's no Christmas. The children are suffering.
If you need a place to stay, I do have an extra bedroom.
Dad talked a big game and didn't live up to it, but that's another matter. What temperature should I be serving my wine?
White is going to differ from red, which is going to differ from sparkling and dessert wine. So let me break this down.
Okay, do it.
Well chilled for dessert wines and bubbly. That means 45 degrees. I would say chilled for whites. Definitely, again, around 45 to 50. and then reds can be about 55, 65, and somewhere in there.
Okay.
I won't break it down any further than that.
No,
but you can find charts online that'll give you exact for every single style.
Do you think a wine fridge is worth the investment?
If you're doing long-term storage,
Okay.
then yes. If you want your wines to be at a certain temperature when you pop them open, very lovely. I have probably 300 bottles in my house, and I don't have a wine fridge, actually, because I just go through my wines. So
It's like laying by the nightstand and just like bottles
it's
everywhere.
literally by my nightstand. I swear to God, I have 10 cases in my room on my side. It's a miracle I'm still in a
Still upright.
relationship.
Still upright.
It's been very patient with me.
So, okay, what was this? Oh, best food pairing for a Pinot Noir.
So Pinot Noir is lighter bodied, notes of cherry and truffle, mushroomy. It's a little bit earthy.
Yeah.
And lighter tannin.
Can't stand earthy. I just can't.
I know. I figured that about you because you like your fruit
Well, you
bombs.
said that. It was in such a disappointing way. I mean, I've
not
tried.
disappointed.
I tried. I get, like, you know what happens to me? And I'll try and say, let me try that stuff. And if I get that wet mud taste, which I know a lot of people love, and I'm sure in France they would punch me in the nose. It's just,
I understand. I used
Okay.
to not like that too.
it's kind of like wet hay or mud or something there. And
Wet leaves,
I've got an issue.
mulch, truffles,
Mulch,
anything
yeah.
like that. Yeah, I completely understand. And that's something that I didn't really like until a few years ago, for sure.
Okay.
Sometimes you can train yourself into liking something. So that being said, Pinot, I might go with pork tenderloin with a mushroom reduction because
Perfect.
that hits all the right spots.
Okay.
Pork is a little bit heavier but more medium bodied, I would say, of a meat, and then that truffly sauce will mimic the truffle that is found in your Pinot.
Did you like the movie Sideways?
I did like the movie Sideways,
How do you
except
not
for
like Sideways?
what it did to Merlot. I think they talked a lot of mad game
No,
about
no
Merlot.
effing Merlot.
No.
I'm not, what did he say? I'm not drinking effing Merlot.
Yeah. And unfortunately, people thought that was why Merlot's reputation took a dip. And it did, partly because of that, but partly because a lot of people were making truly awful Merlot at the time because
Yeah.
the American Heart Association, well, it really wasn't them. It was an outside study conducted that was later broadcasted on a 60 Minutes article or a 60 Minutes show that said that red wine could potentially be good for your health. You've heard about the French paradox,
Yes.
French smoke. They eat a lot of saturated fats,
Right.
drink a lot of wine. Why are they not getting heart disease?
Well,
Because
also,
of the wine.
wasn't it a like one particular town, small Italian town, of course, where everyone lives to be 100, and
Yes.
they drink the reds, and it's what's the is it Revertisol or what is it?
Resveratrol.
Yeah, must be it.
That
And everyone's
was-
running out to the store, paying $150 a bottle for that, and never
What's-
mind that the Italians eat better and walk and do all the stuff we don't do.
Exactly. And what's
Exactly, they ride a bike.
very interesting is that before that article came out, that study, which was also alleged, but it
Yeah.
didn't prove it. They said this could be the reason. We were actually drinking more white wine than red wine. Funny, right? Because
Really?
everybody's obsessed with red wine now.
Yeah.
Well, once that came out, there was a mass planting of red grapes. And what's the cheapest to propagate? Merlot. Merlot goes crazy. It's very wild if you don't try to contain it. It produces higher yields. More yields equals more wine, equals
Okay.
more money. And the reputation dipped because they weren't planting Merlot
Yeah.
in places where it should have been
Okay.
or were very concentrated. Easy to create bad Merlot.
Yeah, but so the health benefits over-exaggerated, of course.
I think that if you are drinking 2 or 3 glasses a day, you're still drinking alcohol. We have to be very cognizant of this, and I've done wine and wellness classes.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely love that because it's
Is that preachy or not?
no,
Feels-
it's
you're not
it's
gonna preach it,
educating people on mindful drinking and
Yeah.
understanding that it's still a depressant, but it does
Yeah.
have heart. You mean it still relaxes you, and it's still, if you're a stressed out person, you're drinking a glass a day, that might actually benefit you and your nerves. Stress is the ultimate killer, right? And I think there is a merit to incorporating that mindfully.
But isn't the disconnect, the complete disconnect, we don't drink like the Europeans in any way. Everything we do is in excess. We eat more, we drink harder, we drink faster. I mean, all that stuff. I mean, it seems like picking out diet alcohol and all that singularly is not quite representative because it's really the total way of lifestyle.
Yes, and we're much more sedentary, arguably.
Yeah.
So it's a holistic approach.
Right.
However, we drink a quarter of the wine per capita that they do.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about consumption, they're drinking way more wine than we are.
Yeah.
And so as you said, it's a total, it should be a more holistic approach into diet and exercise
Yeah.
rather than just
Well,
consumption.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty myopic to go into some tiny little Italian village and say, well, it must be the pasta, it must be the wine. I mean, look how they live overall. I mean, they're walking everywhere. They work outside all the time. I mean, it just everything is different.
Jeff, how about their work schedules? I'm so sorry, but I work for a French company now,
Yeah.
and it's run by an American, so there's more of an American work ethic. However, our accounting department is taking the entire month of August off. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
You talk about low stress.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have friends who live in Spain.
Yeah.
There's still napping that's occurring.
Oh,
We
nice.
work so hard. You talk about stress.
Yeah.
So let's talk about stress for a second.
Yeah.
And that's the real killer.
Where is the most amazingly relaxed wine drinking place where you just sat down and said, oh, look at us. And you just felt like the blood pressure was dropping. You're just like most relaxing wine experience. I'm not talking high end. I'm
Yeah.
not talking tablecloth. I'm talking about where you're in some village somewhere. Because that's how I feel like I want to do the running with the bulls, but I don't really want to run with the bulls. I just want to hang out around town.
That's a good point. I'm trying to think of the most relaxed.
I haven't had a nap in my entire life. I want to go nap.
I think you deserve to go nap.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
think we.
Thank you for that. We can just take that one soundbite right there.
I got you.
Yeah.
I think the most relaxed I've ever been in a wine region was off the coast of Liguria in Italy. It was in the Cinque Terre, you know, the beautiful villages built into the mountainsides, into the cliffs.
Yeah.
I was sitting having a glass of Vermentino with my mother, and we were looking over and watching the ocean just crash into the shore. And it wasn't fancy.
Yeah.
It was some indigenous grape variety, and we had a cheese board, and we were just like, what are we going to do today? Let's just get in a car in a second. We're going to drive to another wine region, but we're totally present. I think you're the most relaxed when you're the most present, and wine can offer that.
And that's why they live to be 100.
Yep.
Yeah. Help us, help me, help other people not take away the same thing with Italian wines. I want to like Italian wines. It's just too damn dry. Chalk-like.
Yes.
Across the board, I just can't do it.
I understand.
Help.
You're drinking probably Northern Italian.
Okay.
I think you should drink Southern Italian. Bit more of a Mediterranean climate, bit juicier, jammier, higher in alcohol, more fruit forward,
Nice.
all the things that you like. There is an entrance for you there. I think you can find your entrance or your entryway into Italian wines by simply selecting a different region in Italy.
Okay. And so when I'm ordering, I need to specify give me some ideas on Southern Italian wines.
Do you like Zinfandel?
Somebody who likes them drier. They're like, what?
Do you like Zinfandel?
I don't.
Okay. They have, Zinfandel actually originated in Croatia and then was brought to the heel of Italy. It's called Primitivo there. If you don't like Zinfandel from California, for instance, that's fine. But this might be a cool little thing. That and Aglianico. There's a number of different. Montepulciano might be your style.
Yeah, I've come closer with a few of those.
Okay.
I feel this obligation to want to like Italian wines more than I do. And since it's hard to, I think a lot of people watching or listening would have the same thing. My time to experiment is fairly limited. So when you go out and you're going to have some wine, you're going to have the chance to experiment. You want to get something you want. I just want to sit here and sift through, half a dozen Italian wines.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%. And we've discussed in the past how to get around that, and that might be ordering tastes. If something is offered by the glass, it might be a great foolproof method to see whether you like something. And then you go from there, and you might say, oh, wow, this taste is fantastic. I'll take the whole glass or the bottle.
Okay. You're here doing another show today?
I am doing another show.
It's your own show
today. Yeah, I'm actually
like a rock star. You're going to be here for the next 6 hours. Yeah, I was going to say next 6 hours. There's Daniela's going to bong 1 hour. She's going to drink some beer the next one, and then I do politics the next show.
I actually brought a sleeping bag too to stay in the corner of the office.
Yeah,
and that way you can't get rid of me. I'm going to start squatting.
You're doing the
Whiny
Girls. That's on this platform as well. That's at noon today.
This is their first episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the inaugural episode, which
I'm sure
no pressure.
You'll probably take over their show like you did this one too, and point to the logo and say, "Change that, please."
This is my show.
Okay, you want
now.
more? If you want to get more perverted mail, then you can drink out of that bottle again.
Exactly. We're actually talking
You're
about.
gonna get so much.
You know what we're talking about
I'm gonna
today?
feel terrible. You need to text me and say, "How do I, Jeff? I gave out my information. How do I make it stop?"
Hey.
And I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm going to apologize over and over again, but you did it.
All publicity is good publicity.
Okay. Okay. Are you sure about that? You sure?
Whatever gets you more subscribers.
Yeah, okay. If you got more subscribers, then you figured out the way to do it. But I'll stop there.
This is a very normal practice and activity. So to me, this is like, okay, this is a wine nerd thing to do. This was not meant to be an attention-seeking device.
I know, but I think those dudes, beautiful woman with a bottle tipped up high, I don't think they see it that way.
Well, that's up to them.
Okay.
JeffWardShow.com